Hello peeps, Tim Hoff, the Nintendo Dad's Community Manager, coming at you with another review. Today's review is on At Sundown, Shots in the Dark, published by Versus Evil and developed by Mild Beast Games. It was released on January 22nd, 2019 for $18 to $30 or pounds, depending on your location. So be sure to check your eShop for the most recent price. It comes in under 1 gig and can be played in handheld, tabletop, and TV modes. And of course, a Pro Controller can be used with this game. However, when I used it, I used the Power A Enhanced controller and actually found that because it didn't have the HD rumble, I found it better to use my Joy-Cons to play this game. So keep that in mind going forward. Another thing to keep in mind is that in order to play the online functionality for this game, you will need to have the Nintendo Switch Online membership, and also to be able to do the save your data in the cloud, you'll also have to have that membership. Later on, we'll talk more about the online, but let's continue on with the information for this game. Currently, there are no demos on the Nintendo Switch for this game. However, it is available on other platforms, more noticeably popular on the PC through Steam. This game is a stealth-based, top-down arena combat action arcade multiplayer party game. How do you like that? That's a lot of words there about what this game is. But essentially, you can have up to 4 players that compete solo or on teams in death matches across 6 zones with multiple maps in each. Or there's challenge modes via online or at home as well. In this section, you can see my unlocks, and this is where you can unlock more areas or more maps in the game as well. And in here, you can see some of the achievements that I've unlocked or that I need to be able to unlock, and you can sort them by closest to unlock or farthest to unlock. Now let's jump into another gameplay mode here, and that would be, or excuse me, this is the options mode, just to show what options are available and also to view the controls on the game. Before you start playing multiplayer, it is recommended you go through the training mode. Training mode took me roughly 2 hours to get through 6 levels out of 15, and that was with retrying several stages several times to get the gold medal on both the basic level and advanced level. Here's the very first training mode that you learn how to use the controls on to be able to move quickly, either by running fast or by rolling. And in order to get certain medals, you have to beat the time that it shows here, and in this case I was able to beat it under the 15 seconds and then move on to the next challenge. And basically the next challenge is the advanced challenge of the same training mode, and this will teaches you how to run and dodge. And believe me, I had to do this a few times just to get used to the buttons and to be able to move quickly and and then also to be able to beat the time. So in this case, I had to beat it under 12 seconds. Here's one actually I beat in the shotgun training mode and under advanced that I haven't been able to beat yet. This one takes a lot of practice with the R button for the alternate fire, which is instead of the ZR button, which will allow you to just shoot once. In this case with the shotgun, the right button will allow you to shoot both barrels, I think, at the same time, which allows you to split it off. As you can see here, I was able to beat a time and gain some experience points, which allows you to unlock more things. I only beat the 12-second mark, and my goal is to try to beat the 8-second mark. So of course I'm going to try again. I sped up this part of it so you wouldn't have to sit through me trying a few times, but you can see my progression and trying to get better at the time. Eventually I tried different modes by either starting after shooting in the first area, starting on the right, then the left. In this case you saw the right, then the left, But then I think as I get closer and closer, I think I would get to shooting at the left first and then the right, which looks like I got here and got under the 8-second mark. Like I said before, there's still a lot more that I need to unlock, so this just shows what's left that needs to be unlocked. Where most of the gameplay is supposed to lie is with the multiplayer. Unfortunately, when I tried playing couch co-op, I get my family, or try to get my family involved, they all showed no interest and politely declined, or hid. When I tried to join a game online, it was like a desolate desert with no signs of life. When I tried to click on look for a game to play, it just wouldn't connect anywhere. I reached the publisher and the Sundown community in Discord. Unfortunately for me, the majority of the community plays mostly on PC, with only one other person showing is playing on the Switch. As of today, no one in the community has responded to my request to play online with them on the Switch. So we'll see. With that said, you are able to play solo with bots, and that was a new challenge altogether. Playing against the bots made me realize that I was probably better off not playing against anyone online. If I wanted to do that, I'm going to have to get good, and in order to do that, I'm going to have to practice with these bots here. And this is essentially how you set them up, is you set how many bots you want to play against, and then you can give them the weapons that they would use. Here I'm just trying to get used to what buttons do what, and the ZL button or ZR button kind of change, not kind of, but will change the color of the team you're on. In this case I'm going to be on the red team, and I set up the bots to have one red bot to be on my team, and then also the others are on the blue team. And then also you can select the character you want to be by pressing right or left. So once you're ready, you press A to ready up, and then it goes into what I had set up here, which is deathmatch. Kills with 10, and one red team, one blue team. And then next up you basically select the levels or the maps within each of the zones. So there was the garden zone, and I'm going through some of the maps I unlocked. Then there's the mansion zone, going through those maps that I unlocked. Then there's the factory mode, or that factory zone, excuse me, which shows these maps. And then there's the subway zone, which I think is my favorite right now because of these fast subways that come on through. And then there's different versions of that, where you got the train wreck version, which still has a train that comes through on the other side. And then the next map is 3 trains that come through, which is just nuts. But I'm sure it's a lot of fun in multiplayer. Here I'm going to select the train wreck map for my first death match. This is the first time I'm actually playing this with this match up when I recorded this. And if I remember correctly, I actually do okay and win with the team. But going forward, they get better. So I got to get good. but it's a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I think it'll be a lot of fun, especially in a party setting or with friends over who want to play and have a good time with this. As you can see, as you're running through the map, depending on if you go through lighted spots, that's when you can identify where people are, or if you run faster by using the ZR button. It leads like an end trail there that shows where you're running, or when you start rolling too. That's where people can find you and shoot you. As you can also see from the blue team, they're shooting some flares so they can light up certain areas, and that's an extra weapon or another button. Unfortunately, I can't remember off the top of my head what that button is, but it allows you to, again, light up an area that's not normally lit, and if someone runs through it, you'll be able to see them and then shoot them. At this point, my team is getting closer to the 10th kill, which actually happens here. And I was using the shotgun, so I think that my partner was the one that got the final kill. And just like any other multiplayer game, you got your stat screen, and then you can either hit the plus sign to continue or repeat the same board, or you can hit the B button to exit out. Of course, you get experience points for playing that, and that again goes towards things that you can unlock. I decided to play this match again, and this time around you'll see the results of how this match went. And unfortunately, we lost. Red lost, blue wins. And again, you can see the statistical page, or the stats page, and my experience points, which unlocked another weapon. And then that also unlocks another area in training to be able to try out that weapon. As you can see here, there's other things you can do in the multiplayer area, like the back to basics thing, or match type, and then the King of the Hill game type. There's other game types that you unlock, but in this instance I'm going to be playing the King of the Hill game, which was actually a lot of fun. I'll admit it right now, I'm definitely going to need more practice in the King of the Hill game. I wasn't really paying attention to the rules, unfortunately, and didn't realize I had to stay in that section for as long as possible without dying, of course. The King of the Hill portion, or the squared area you see glowing, is the area you have to stay in, and it will move. It's not controlled by the players, it's controlled by the computer, and you have to remain in there for as long as possible to gain points, and the first group to reach 15 points wins. Unfortunately, I wasn't paying attention and didn't realize that. I just thought you had to cross through it to mark it as yours and then go out and kill everybody. So my bad, and I definitely want to try it again. But as you can see, this is only with 4 players, and there's two versus 2, but I wonder what it'd be like if it was all for, solo play. It'd be very interesting, I'm sure.
Red killing spree. Red has the hill. Blue has the hill. Red giant claim. Blue has the red has the hill. The hill has blue has the hill. Red, laser, red is fine. All aboard, the hill has blue, has the hill.
As you can see here, I'm scrolling through some more of the game types for the multiplayer. And in this particular recording, I'm also going to do the arena play, which is last one standing type of game. And then you can set it up again with bots. So again, I had trouble finding people to play online, but was able to set up the bots to be able to practice. Again, great for me to get good. First get good against the bots, and then try it against the live action people, because those bots are good. Before I end my review, let's go over some of my thoughts on the graphics, the sound / music, the gameplay, fun factor, family friendliness, final thoughts, those type of things. So the graphics and the sound are great in this, and they get the job done. I especially like some of the noises the weapons make when being used or reloaded, and I really like the lighting. The lighting is pretty sweet in this game. I'm sure the graphics are much better on the PC or other consoles, but for playing on the go or for quick co-op play, hello Joy-Cons, the graphics are on par with some mobile games I've seen. As far as gameplay goes, between the training mode and the training you get when doing local multiplayer matches with bots, the gameplay is a lot of fun and definitely a challenge, but a good challenge. The kind of challenge that makes you want to get better. As much as I want to get better, I'm afraid if I do, then I will probably end up murdering family and friends who want to try to play this game too quickly, and they won't have fun at all. So I might take a step back and not get into it that much. The family friendliness part of it is that this game is rated T for teen, mainly for the violence. You can see for yourself if this game is what you would want any of your younger family members to play, but for me, I would probably let my 10-year-old play this one. Before I get into my final thoughts, I just want to share the credits on this game, just so we can realize how much work somebody puts into this game and all the people that are involved while we're rolling through this, and I give my final thoughts. Because overall, my final thoughts mean nothing. These people are doing a great job, and it's just me sharing my opinion and what I think that the value of this game is to us people who want to play it on the Switch. With that said, this game is currently $19.99 in the US in the eShop. Is it worth it? In my opinion, I think it should be the same price as it is on Steam, which is showing $14.99 in the US. I also believe this game would benefit from cross-platform multiplayer functionality to allow some of us to be able to play, like those who aren't buying it for the Switch but are buying it for other consoles or even on PC, we can play against them as well. Although the developer and the publisher cannot help that there aren't enough Switch players, allowing me to play against other players on the other consoles I think will help tremendously. As for other scores and views, there currently are none on Metacritic that I could find. But all in all, I like the premise and I like the training modes and the ability to battle the bots. I can also see this being a fun game to play when I have friends over. However, not being able to play online with other players kind of sucks. So I suggest if you can, wait for it to go on sale and be at the same price point as Steam. Until next time, this is Tim signing off. Check you later.